All right, so today's lesson is Chapter 3, Lesson 2, and we are estimating products. And remember, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Very good. So here it says Medina's school lunch in the warm-up. Medina's school lunch menu is shown. We want to estimate the cost for the following lunch combinations. So here we would have 2 slices of pizza, salad, and fruit punch. So how much is pizza? $1.75. So if when we're estimating, we're just going to round it to this one. We're going to round to about $2, right? And then for salad, and there's 2 of them, right? There's 2 pizzas, right? So that's going to be times 2. So that's going to be about $4 for pizza, right? And then for salad, where's salad? $1.15. So that's about $1, right? So $1. And then we have some fruit punch. How much is fruit punch? 75 cents. So that's about $1. So this lunch is going to be about how much? $6. Does everybody see how we're doing that? So all you're doing in this lesson is you're rounding and then completing the problem. Okay? So for the next one, we have fish and fries. Fish and fries, that's $2.25, so that's about $2. And then we've got some pudding, which is about 85 cents, so that's about $1. And then some fruit punch, about $1. Very good. So for fish fries, pudding, and milk, that's going to be about $4. Is everybody with me? 1 slice of pizza, salad, pudding, and fruit punch. Okay, so 1 slice of pizza, that's about $2. Salad, we said that was about $1. Pudding, about $1. And then some fruit punch is about another $1. So, about $5. Very good. Is everybody clear? And of course it says which combination is the least expensive, and of course that would be the fish fries, the pudding, and the milk. Alright, so here we are estimating products using rounding. Okay, let's figure out what we're going to write down here. It says to estimate products of decimals, we want to round each number. First, we want to underline the digit to be rounded, then look at the digit to the right of the place being rounded. Okay? If the digit is 4 or less, we're going to underline the digits. The underlined digit remains the same. If the digit is 5 or greater, we're going to add 1 to the underlined digit. And after rounding, all of the place values to the right of the underlined digit have a 0 value, so you don't need to write them. You don't need your trailing zeros. Alright, so you're going to write down to estimate the products of decimal, you want to round each number. And you guys already know all of these rules for rounding. If it's 4 or less, if it's 5 or more, you're going to round up. If it's less than 5, you're going to stay the same. That's what all of this says. And then, after you round, all of the trailing zeros disappear. You don't need those. Okay? And then after all the numbers are rounded, then you can multiply. Alright, so for example 1, we're going to estimate 8 7/10 times 2 8/10. Now remember, you don't have to write this part down. So here, we want to first round each of the numbers to the nearest whole number to make it easier for us to compute mentally. So here, 8.7 is about 9, and 2.8 is about 3. So 9 times 3 is about 27. It's as simple as that. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that when you are rounding, for example here, when you are rounding, and you have a number like 99.96, if I'm rounding to the nearest tenth, then this 9, whoops, not that 9, this 9 gets rounded up, right? So that's a 10. So that means that where the 9 is right there, you're going to put the 0 part of the 10. You're going to put the 0 part of the 10, and then you're going to carry the 1 to the whole number. So that's going to be 100.0, 100. Is everybody clear? All right. So let's look at example 2. So here we're going to estimate 42 6/10 times 37 2/10. So we want to first round to the greatest place value to make it easier to compute mentally. So 42.6 is about 4. Here we're going to see where it says right here, we're going to round to the greatest place value. So the greatest place value is the tens place, right? So we're going to round to the tens. So that's going to be 40. And then over here for 37.2, we're going to round to the greatest place value again to the tens. And that's going to also be 40. And then we can multiply. So we're going to multiply 40 times 40, 1,600. Does everybody know the easy way to do that? So 4 times 4 is 16, and then we're going to add 2 zeros. Very good. So our product is about 1,600. All right, so here on these guided problems, problem A, we have 9.6 times 1.8. So when we are rounding, we have 9.6 rounds to about 10, and 1.8 rounds to about 2. So this estimates to be 20. All right, so letter B, we've got 4 2/10, so that's going to be 4, and 3 1/10, that's going to be times 3, so this is going to be about 12. You got it? So don't forget, you're rounding to the greatest place value, okay? So for letter C, what am I going to round the first one to? What's the greatest place value? The greatest place value is the tens place. So this is going to be about 70. All right, you guys finish this and then I'll show you the rest of it. There's your answer. Did you get it? All right, so once again, we rounded to the greatest place value. The greatest place value is the tens place. So that's going to be 70 up here. And then down here, on this one, it's going to be 20. Now remember, the little trick that we did, we just multiplied those two numbers. So that's 7 times 2 is 14. And then we have 2 zeros. So we add the 2 zeros. You got it? All right, so example 3 says a greyhound can travel 39 3/10 miles per hour. At this speed, about how far could the greyhound travel in 6.5 hours? So here we're going to multiply 39.3 times 6.5, and we're going to estimate. And so of course, 39.3 rounding to the greatest place value, that's the tens place there, is going to be 40. And then 6.5 rounds to 7. So 4 times 7 is 28, and then we add 1 0. So the greyhound could travel about 280 miles in 6.5 hours. Example 4 says, suppose $1 US is equal to 5.8 Egyptian pounds. About how many Egyptian pounds would you receive for $48.50? So we're estimating here again. So let's see here. The 5.8 rounds to about 6. Very good. The greatest place value here is the 4, right? So we are rounding $48.50 to about 50. And then we can just multiply. So we are going to multiply 50 times 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. And then we're going to add that 0 right there. So, So $48.50 is about equal to 300 Egyptian pounds. All right, so here on this reflection here, it says you could estimate $18.76 or 18.76 times 5 by multiplying to rounding to 19, right? Because that's closest to 19 times 5. Or we can round to the greatest whole number, the greatest place value, which would be $20 times 5, right? But when you do that multiplication, you can see that which one is going to be more exact. The one that will be more exact is the one that is rounding to the nearest whole number, right? So 19 times 5 would be more exact than 20 times 5. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's do these got it problems. So example D says, Earth is rotating around the sun about 18.6 miles per second. About how many miles does it travel in 4.8 seconds? So here, we are going to multiply, and you guys should write down the original numbers here first. We're going to multiply the 18.6 miles, and we're going to multiply that times the 4.8 seconds. Please make sure you write down those original numbers so you know what you're rounding from, okay? So the 18.6 miles rounds to about, well, we're rounding to the greatest place value, which is going to be 20. Very good. And the 4.8 seconds rounds to the nearest whole number there, so that's going to be 5. And now when we multiply 5 times 2, which is 10, and then we're going to add this 0. Very good. So this is going to be about what? About 100 miles. Right. Is everybody clear? All right. All right. The average walking speed of a person is 4.8 kilometers per hour. Make sure you write down the originals here. So 4.8 kilometers per hour. We want to estimate the number of kilometers that you could walk in 3 hours. Okay? So we're rounding 4.8 to 4.8 rounds to the greatest place value is the ones place, right? So 4.8 rounds to 5, and then it's just multiplying times 3. And of course, this is how simple the work is that you need to show. Okay, so we're gonna multiply, and that's going to be 15 kilometers. Don't forget, you must label your answer. Got it? A king palm can grow about 2.1 feet per year. 2.1 feet per year. Estimate the height of the king palm after 15 years. Okay? So, when we are multiplying, let's see. The king palm can grow about 2.5 feet per year. Estimate the height of the king palm in what? In yards. Does everybody see there's an extra step in here? Okay, so we're going to have to do some dimensional analysis here, right? Okay, well, this dimensional analysis, well, let's just do it. Okay, so we have 2.1, that's going to round to 2 feet per year. And we want to know for 15 years, so that's going to be times 15. So can I just put the times 15 on top so it looks better? So that's 30. 30 what? 30 feet, right? That's 30 feet in 1 year. But we want to know how many yards, right? So don't forget our dimensional analysis. Here's our dimensional analysis. We're going to change 30 feet to yards. How many feet are in a yard? 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. Very good. So we're going to put 3 feet down here. See how everything comes together? and 1 yard right there. And now we just multiply and simplify before we multiply. So the feet and the feet will cancel. What else can I simplify here? The 3 and the 30, right? So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. So when I multiply straight across, my final answer will be 10 yards. All right, example 5 says Patrice has $20 to buy 5 binders. Binders cost $4.25 each. Does she have enough money? And we want to explain our reasoning. Okay? So we want to estimate. So we're going to estimate $4.29 to about $4, right? So about $4. So she wants to buy 5 of them. So 5 times 4 is 20. Is everybody with me? The actual cost is between $20 and 25 cents. So if we rounded this to $5, that would be $5 times 5 binders, that's 25. So the actual amount is between 20 and 25. So does she have enough money? Patrice does not have enough money to buy the binders. Okay? And that's because it's between 20 and 25. That's how much it costs. But she only has 20. Is everybody clear? All right. Very good.